No. Bad, Lucci. Stay. Sit. Bad. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we're here with episode 1103 of One Piece. And last time, Lucci said that they should destroy the Straw Hat ship, which isn't a surprise to me. They wanted to destroy all the ships, and they're trying to stop anyone from leaving the island. Because of their entire mission there to take out Vegapunk in the first place. And it seems like someone is working from inside and has let down the shields so that they could reach up to the Lavosphere in the first place. And my thoughts are that it still has to be one of the Vegapunks, right? Because they're the only ones up there besides the Straw Hats, I believe. But I have no clue which one it could be. I don't have a guess, even. On the other hand, we know that someone is working with Vegapunk as a secret ally as well, and it's presumably Stussy. Or again, Stussy, however you want to pronounce her name. Stussy, Stussy, either way. Because the voice we heard Vegapunk talking to, it has to be her. It has to be, right? She also seemed to know a lot about Egghead, about this island. So it just makes me wonder, if she is the secret ally, why is she pretending to be part of CP0? And exactly how long has she been a spy? A lot of questions. But we do know right now that CP0 has control of the Seraphim. And we do know that if they are going to attack the ship, at least Zoro and Brook are there to defend it. And they don't know what's going on at all. They have not been privy to what's been going on with Vegapunk and everything happening on the island. They're kind of out of the loop. So it's going to be interesting to see how this happens, how things go here. I'm very curious to see what happens next. So why waste any more time? But before we get into this, just want to remind you all that we have a lot of great content on this channel. Every Monday through Friday, we have a plethora of awesome reactions to various series on the channel. And on Mondays, we even do YouTube reactions, or at least YouTube adjacent. Things that are kind of within that scope. Mostly, actually, stuff on YouTube, though. Those come from donations from viewers and subscribers like you, as do movie reactions, for the most part at least. We do movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. They're recorded during the course of the week, uploaded on the weekend, just so every day has something going on for it. And yeah, both the YouTube stuff and the movies are mostly all donation rewards, but occasionally something else will slip through. We are also currently doing a Let's Play to Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. It used to only be Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we have added Sundays into the mix as well. 3 days a week, 3 days for Spider-Man 2 content. There's also going to be, just for the first 9 parts of that, some audio issues. Want to let you know if you decide to check that out. There's some audio issues for the first 9 parts. I think I have it fixed from parts 10 and on. It's just my first time doing a Let's Play with a capture card. Had a lot of things to figure out with that. So just bear with me on that. Things will get better as PS5 Let's Plays continue. But all of that being said, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get this going. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction because, yes, we do redirect all of our reactions on this channel. It's mostly just because of YouTube. You know YouTube. They're kind of shit with copyright. Things are just not in a good place in that regard. And so to avoid possible channel strikes or even, God forbid, the channel getting terminated, dealt with that before, do not want to tap it again. But to avoid that stuff, we just redirect everything to another website. And yeah, that does come with a very big positive, though, because that means all of you, and yes, all of you is what I mean here, can watch the full, unedited reaction for free. No paywall, no Patreon, absolutely no syncing it up with your own copy. You just have to click the link down in the description below. You get to watch it for free. Everyone gets to. It's that simple. So I think that's pretty nifty, honestly. But you can tell me what you think. And after you watch the reaction, though, you can come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts. And not only will contain spoilers to the episode, but just my general thoughts on it as well as general thoughts on maybe some other stuff going on, or, you know, just the state of things. I might mention stuff with the channel. It's always good to just keep watching, see what happens. But all of that being said, once again, as always, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and for now, I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. It sucks that they've started shortening up these episodes and having those, like, little end post-credit things with, like, chibi shit going on that's just explaining stuff we already know. Because it's like, it means less actual content. And I just feel like there's so many things that I just want more of. And it's only like a couple of minutes, but still, that's a couple minutes that could have been, you know, put into the actual episode. But I mean, the episodes are still good. It's not an issue. I'm not, like, upset with the pacing or anything like that. Because, as I've made clear before, that's honestly, in my opinion, a stupid complaint about the series. But I'm just saying, I want more, you know? One Piece is my favorite piece of media of all time, specifically the anime. And I want more of it. So, cutting out a couple minutes each week is like, it's less content. I just want more. You almost kind of wish that you weren't caught up to the series, because then you could watch as much as you want. But at the same time, waiting each week is so rewarding. So it's like, in all honesty, it's like I'm fine with waiting. It's just, I just wish each episode had more content to it. You know what I mean? Especially since it had before. It's just, starting in Egghead, they started cutting out a couple minutes, and it's like, I don't care about, like, these little chibi things that's telling us information we already know. It does not in any way appeal to me. So I don't watch them. I think I watched the first one, and that was it. Either way, so Luffy and his side of the crew have now met up with the others. Zoro is defending the ship against Kaku, and Bonney is finding out more about her father, despite Vegapunk's attempts to hide it. Let's talk about that last one, because that's honestly the thing I'm most interested in here. More than anything else, more than with CP0 continuing to attack the ship, more than with the question of is it or is it not Stussy, who is the secret ally. It's like, I'm very much focused in on the Bonney stuff. So one, I want to know how her powers work, because we always just kind of like were assumed what we were told with the basic idea of it. It's like, oh, she can age people, either up or down, and herself as well. But we never really went more into it than that. And now, just in this episode alone, we're going a lot more into it. Not only can she use her attacks to create the effect, such as, like, slamming the pipe into Vegapunk, which knocks out the years from him, which is a wild idea. but we see that her abilities do work on like non-human objects as well. Living people or animals or whatnot, I guess plant life would count in that too. It's only temporary with. But I guess by the fact that she's saying that non-living objects, it's permanent. Which, I mean, makes sense. It's like if you rust away like a mechanical handle or something, it's like you can't really fix that at that point. A person can just like, you know, go back to being their normal age. But like a rusted off handle can't like repair itself, right? It makes sense. But we see her use like her abilities to age metal and stuff so she can get into the lab to find out more. And she sees the entire thing with Kuma's abilities and all. We know that that Vegapunk has been working on, you know, copying Devil Fruit abilities, and we know that S Bear has Kuma's powers. Does Bonney just not know about that kind of thing yet? Is that what she's going to find out here, or is there going to be a lot more to it? I'm thinking there has to be a lot more to it. But yeah, I feel like Bonnie's abilities, her Devil Fruit abilities, have a lot more to them than what we're being led to believe so far. So I'm very curious about that, and I want to know more about the entire thing with Kuma. Vegapunk says he's Kuma's friend, which I believe, obviously. And he says that this was all Kuma's decision, and he made a promise with Kuma not to say anything. Which, again, I very much do believe, even if Bonney doesn't. But the fact that, like, given circumstances and everything currently happening, that he's so, like, excessively refusing to tell her anything, it's like, dude, she's literally telling you, tell me the truth or I'll kill you, and you're still refusing. Like, my dude, do you have any level of self-preservation? On top of that, Bonney deserves to know. This is her father talking about, and he practically is being killed by this entire being turned into a cyborg and losing his personality and everything. It is effectively the equivalent of killing him. Even if this was his decision, even if this is something he wanted, she deserves to know why. The entire argument of, oh, I promised Kuma I wouldn't say anything, just really doesn't work at this point. Especially given the circumstances that you could die here. Like, CP0 is on the island, in the labosphere, actively hunting you. And you're gonna try and hide information that you might carry to your grave that Bonney deserves and needs to know? Information that would help Bonnie's, you know, mental and emotional state? A girl who is clearly, like, traumatized as fuck, who is very clearly mourning her father, who just wants answers. That's all she wants. And you're going to refuse her that? Just because you're afraid it will hurt her? It's like, yeah, it probably will. It will probably hurt her emotionally, like, very much so. But again, she deserves to know. It's not right to leave this girl hanging on the truth of her father's death just because of a promise made, I don't know, decades ago or something. Well, probably like less than a decade ago, actually. Not that long ago. Some period of time ago. An indeterminate amount of time ago. You're gonna hold on to that? On this promise right now? When this young girl is clearly in pain, just wanting to know the truth? It's like, I'm sorry, but that's kind of a dick move. It's not noble to keep this secret for your friend at this point. If you are truly Kuma's friend, you will care so greatly for his daughter as well that you will want her to be happy, that you will want her to be able to live a life that her father would want of her. And to do that, you need to tell her the truth. From what we're seeing, she's probably going to at least figure some of it out on her own, but she shouldn't have to. She shouldn't have to figure this out on her own. On top of it, we also have Kid in this episode going to Elbath. Don't know what that's about, but I guess we'll find out. I'm really not that interested in that right now. If I'm being honest, of all of the Worst Generation, Kid is one of my least favorite. He's just not that interesting to me. He's not that fascinating of a character. And honestly, like, I don't really enjoy him as much as, say, Law or Bonney or others. I'm more interested in Arouge than Kid at this point. Plus, we got plenty of Kid in Wano. I'm kind of done being interested in him for now. It's like, okay, he's going to Elbath. Is that trying to say we're going to see him when we go to Elbath? When the Straw Hats do? I just don't know. But I'm not that interested. And then after that, we also have another thing that's cutting away from everything else. With Garp arriving at G14 to take Kobe and the other girl whose name I can't remember right now, to go, or not Kobe, Helmeppo and the other girl whose name I can't remember right now, to go rescue Kobe from Beehive/Full Lead, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It has two names. Which means they're going to be infiltrating Blackbeard's hideout and everything, which we see in the opening. We see this rescue attempt being made in the opening and all, so that's not a surprise that this is happening. And we already got a little bit of stuff with this before. This is not the first time we're seeing Helmeppo and everything after Kobe was taken by Blackbeard and all, so not a new thing being added, but at the same time, it's like I want to know more about Bonney and Kuma right now. That's my focus. That's what I'm here for. So, yeah. There's just a lot going on right now. And I'm hoping that next episode starts to shed some light for Bonney on her father and what's been going on. Because she deserves to know. Like, seriously. I'm just so invested in her story more than almost anything else right now. Especially after this episode. So it's just like, give this girl the knowledge and information she deserves. Focus on the other stuff after that. It's probably not going to. I understand. I understand that there's a lot of like cutting away and stuff at various points in One Piece, and that you check in with these other characters and stuff, especially now with us being in the final saga. We're going to be cutting away to other characters quite a bit, I'm sure, to show what they're going through and all the shit that's continuing to happen elsewhere. That's gonna be a big thing moving forward, because there's a lot that has to come to a head. But again, it's just my attention, my investment is with a very specific part of this story at the moment. Everything else is secondary to me. Or actually more like third. Because secondary, I would say, is the stuff currently happening with CP0 attacking Egghead. It's Bonney and Kuma stuff, CP0 attacking Egghead to hunt down Vegapunk, and then everything else is third. Everything else is like, it's still good, and it's still stuff I want to see, just, I want to see the stuff with Bonney. I want her to get this information. I am Team Bonney. Which is not really a surprise. I mean, anyone who likes pizza, right? Like, as much as she does. It's like, I like pizza. It's one of my favorite foods, so, hey. Yeah. But it's not a surprise, because it's like Bonney clearly has an emotional, trauma-filled story, and I tend to connect to characters like that. I tend to really care about them and, you know, the entire trauma baby thing on this channel, especially with shows like Symphogear and whatnot. Though One Piece has always been very heavy with the trauma baby characters. It's a big one for that. I mean, Nami is very much a trauma baby. Brooke, you could even say, is one with what happened to him. Sanji, obviously. Robin, very clearly. It's like it's like most of the Straw Hat crew are traumatized as fuck. So yeah. Definitely invested in all of this. But mostly invested with the Bonney stuff right now. So give us more Bonney. More of that storyline. Okay? That's all I'm hoping for. But in the meantime, just as a reminder, there is a lot of other great content on this channel besides just One Piece. We have a bunch of different stuff, a plethora of great series reactions between Monday and Friday every week. On Mondays, we also do YouTube reactions, which are mainly just YouTube videos, but sometimes it's some other adjacent stuff as well. We have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. We record those during the week and upload them on the weekends, just because every day that way has something going on. The YouTube stuff and the movies are almost always donation rewards, but sometimes something else might be thrown in here and there. We also have Spider-Man 2 Let's Play every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. 3 days a week. Plenty of great content there. It's a great game so far. It's my first PS5 Let's Play, my first capture card Let's Play. So there are some audio issues, of course. It's my first time using a capture card. But there's some audio issues with parts 1 through 9. After that, it should be resolved. I've been working on getting that fixed. It's my first time. I'm trying to figure it out. Bear with me. Hopefully future Let's Plays will be a lot better. So, all of that being said, though, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Tell me your thoughts down below, but obviously no spoilers. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.